I've helped you get on Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and now I'm getting you on Tron. Let's go! Welcome back to the Carousel of Douglas. We're here to help you get on Tron. So let's just get into it. When are you able to get it? Well, that's simple. Every morning at 7 a.m., they open the virtual queue so that you can join in. It's that simple. 7 a.m., it joins in. And then at 1 p.m., only if you're in the Magic Kingdom can you get on Tron through the virtual queue. So basically what you have to do is you have to have your My Disney Experience app open, and when that clock ticks over, you have to go for it. These tips that I'm about to give you are going to get you on that ride. It hardly ever fails. I can't promise perfect scores, but my track record's really good. Okay, here is how you use the app. I'm gonna put it up right here, and we're gonna follow along. Okay, so the first thing you gotta do is have the My Disney Experience app open. You hit the 3 lines, you'll see a thing for virtual queues. Then you tap that virtual queue button, and it'll take you to where it shows you Magic Kingdom or Epcot, because those are the 2 places that currently have a virtual queue running. You have Magic Kingdom has Tron, and Epcot has Guardians of the Galaxy. Make sure you're on Magic Kingdom and find Tron. So the next thing it's gonna have you do is to confirm your party, and you can do that earlier than you can hit the join button. Usually around 6:45, they open up the confirm your party part, but you can have that party confirmed and all the people in there. That way you don't have to worry about it later. And once you have that set and ready to go, you'll see this white refresh button at the bottom. That refresh button is relatively new. Rise of the Resistance, Ratatouille, and then for a little bit of Guardians didn't have it, and then they added it, and boy was it a game changer. Because before you had to do like the dragon refresh, and sometimes that didn't work right and you couldn't get it, but that refresh button is clear as day. You click it, and when it turns blue and says join virtual queue, hit it again. That's how you get in, okay? So that's how to run the app to get to your virtual queue. Now, here come the tips. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is slightly controversial, and some people try to disagree with me, but I'm telling you, every time I tried to use it, I failed. No Disney Wi-Fi. Don't use it. Don't use the Disney Wi-Fi for this, because at 7 o'clock, I have actually clocked it using speed apps. Fast.com is a great way to do it, and I've watched the speed go from pretty decent Wi-Fi speeds to basically nothing, because their servers are overtaxed by all the people on the Wi-Fi trying to get a virtual queue. And now there's 2 of them trying to be getting queues for. So that's gonna make it even worse. So my recommendation is no Disney Wi-Fi. It really does mess you up. Now, I will admit, I have gotten a Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind virtual queue from a plane's Wi-Fi, which is slow as heck. So you can take my tip there or leave it, but I recommend highly no Disney Wi-Fi. The app sometimes crashes on its own Wi-Fi servers.
It crashes.
So really, don't use it. Now, the next thing I recommend is a little bit strange, but trust me, it actually does work. When you're not on the Wi-Fi and you want to get a good signal, find an isolated spot wherever you're at. Especially if you're on property, go to a nice spot where there's not a lot of people around so that your signal has a strong connection to the tower. Yes, you may have good signal, but if there's a lot of noise around your signal, then it actually can make your signal worse, even if it says it's strong. So just want to let you know that, because it has to like parse out all that stuff. Your room is probably good enough, but sometimes in hotels you can find even the better spots. If you're somewhere near the Magic Kingdom, try to get away from all the people at the ferry. Whatever you're doing, just try to be in an isolated spot. Isolating yourself is really gonna help you get a strong signal to the cell tower. Okay, the next one is actually kind of important. I have discovered that a lot of people try to use the world clock, the perfect atomic time. I've actually discovered that Disney's not using that. They're using cell phone time. Whatever cell phone time is synced to, it's supposed to be synced to that atomic clock. They are actually using cell phone time. When your clock on your phone says 7:00, that's when it's go time. What I usually do is I will actually set up everything and then back out of the app and watch the clock tick over to about 5 to 10 seconds before, and then count down in my head while still watching it. And when it hits 7:00, when 6:59 rolls over to 7:00, I'm ready to go. I hit the button and I get a queue. It's really that important. You have to move that fast. Right now, during the Tron soft opening, the soft opening queues have vanished in seconds. And I'm expecting the same thing to happen for Tron for a little while because lots of people want to get it. I have a feeling that once they fully open it, they're going to open more virtual queues for the day. But right now, as I tested this for this recording, the virtual queue was gone in seconds for Tron. So you need to have every moment matter while you're doing that. So watch that clock. As soon as it ticks over, then you need to make sure that you are hitting that join virtual queue button. One of the things I always tell people, this is a quick one, be fast, but be deliberate. Make sure you know where you're clicking on the phone. Don't, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Just click it. Know where you're going, click it, watch it, know where your fingers go, be deliberate, but yes, you do have to be fast. One of the things I also tell people is that if you're getting closer to the time, you could ignore the friends and family list. If someone's missing or you have an extra person, it's really easy to go to the guest experience team. Those are the people in the blue outfits with the blue umbrella over their head. If you go talk to them, they can fix the people on the list. You just want that queue, and then you can do something with it. And as long as you're nice to the cast members, be nice. Be nice. I mean it. They will help you. And a lot of those guest experience team can fix it just like that. They have it down. They know what to do. They can get right into it. Okay, here's another one. If you don't want to get up at 7 and get a virtual queue, but you're like, oh, I have to do it, I actually recommend going for the 1 p.m. boarding groups. When Rise of the Resistance first came in with the virtual boarding groups and you had that 1 p.m. slot to try to get the whatever they had left over because they had been running the ride for so long that day, I actually found I was more successful at 1 p.m. for that very popular ride than I was at 7 a.m. I would miss it at 7 a.m. and then go for it again at 1 p.m. and get it. And I never once missed it at 1 p.m. And here's why I think that is. A lot of people are eating around that time. People are also in the park, and you have to be in the park, so it's less people going for it at once, because some people decide to go to the park that day because they were able to get into that queue. And if they don't come in at park opening because they didn't get the one at 7, there's less people in the park trying to get it at 1 p.m. So you already have less people going for it because you have so many people who have either gotten it or have given up on getting it or forgot that 1 p.m. is coming up because they're having so much fun. So I actually recommend going for the 1 p.m. boarding groups. They're sometimes easier. The next thing I want to give you are some tips that I got from a cast member in Hollywood Studios. She listed off a whole bunch of things that you can do extra if you really want to make sure that you have the best connection for your phone so that you get that queue. I'm going to play them now. So we found a guest experience team member. Her name is Amelia. She was awesome, and she solved our Rise of the Resistance boarding pass problem. And she told me this. I have some efficiency tips from Amelia that I'm going to be adding in to my new boarding group collection because I am now 3 for 3 on boarding passes, 2 of them in the afternoon. Her new tips included mine. Don't be on the Disney Wi-Fi. Thank you, Amelia, for that. She also pointed out that you should have all the apps closed out on your phone that aren't My Disney Experience. And then you need to make sure that your phone is not in low power mode because that actually slows your phone down. And if you can do LTE over 5G, do that instead because the 5G signal in the park is not all that strong, but the LTE signal is maximum bars. There's the Amelia efficiency tips from a guest experience team member. And Amelia, thanks a million for helping us out and getting my friend Kathy onto our Rise of the Resistance boarding group. Very excited to be able to, all 3 of us be able to ride that ride together. But thank you also for the tips. And everybody, my Rise of the Resistance video stands true. 3 for 3. Now, before I let you go and get your virtual queue, good luck to you. I want you to know that I actually have a testimonial from a family that I had never met before. I met them in the park one day, and it was at the 1 p.m. boarding group time, and they were complaining that they had tried 5 times to get onto the ride and never been able to do it for Rise of the Resistance. I said, well, try my tips. Here's my list. This is what I do, and I've been on the ride already about 3 times, and they were astounded that I had done it because the ride was relatively new at the time. They didn't believe me, so I said, look, just try it. You've missed it 5 times. Do something different and see what happens. And they did. Here's their testimonial. All right, folks, we did it. 1:43. Sat in an isolated spot, no Wi-Fi for me. Michelle tried it with the Wi-Fi, and what happened?
Weak or no internet connection. Got nothing.
Got nothing. She got nothing. And on top of that, we have this lovely family sitting next to us, and they tried the no Wi-Fi trick. They didn't want to believe me, but they do now.
We got boarding group 98, no Wi-Fi, isolated spot. So we did Wi-Fi at the room at 7. System crashed on us, didn't get in first time. So much better.
Yeah, 7 people. 7 people. They got 98, I got 143. We're really glad to be able to get on Rise Resistance today. So there you have it. You are getting on Tron. I believe in you. I believe you can do it. Just remember, watch for that 7 o'clock. Good luck, and have a good time, users. Oh, you thought I wasn't going to say it. We here at Carousel Douglas don't like to say goodbye because we're going to see you real soon. So we say, see you bye.